welcome to Train Sim World, which is one of the new titles by Dovetail Games, and this is a high-realism train simulator. Now, I am having a minor amount of technical difficulties, and I am working with Dovetail Games to resolve those technical difficulties. They've been pretty open and honest about them, but actually they're not bad at all. So basically the primary one that we have to worry about is a relatively low frame rate, but actually everything seems a lot better than it did yesterday. I mean, the frame rates are still down in the 20s, but then at times the old train simulator is down in the 20s, but the graphics are a massive improvement, which is good. And as you can see, one of the features I love is the fact that you can walk about the place and you can interact with everything that's here. So we can open the door onto this train that we're going to take, and you can sit down in the back. Oh no, I'm pressing the wrong button. Yeah, so you can sit down in the seats and do all of that kind of passenger stuff, and you can walk the full length of the train, which is a nice, it's a very nice touch. Now there's a little bit of problems with the audio, which Dovetail are aware of and will fix in due course. That might come up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really know. But like I say, they have been great in kind of helping me through this. So we'll see how far we go. So leaving platform 8 today, we are on the commuter train. It's a semi-stopping service from London Paddington train station all the way to Slough, I suspect. Yes, the Slough, right. I just wanted to make sure that I was on the right train, because that's not always a given that I'm not the smartest person in the world. Okay, so we're going to sit in the driver's chair, and because this is a scenario, it will give us the tutorial, even though I have a reasonably good idea of what I'm doing. So we'll put the reverser into the... No, I need to turn the key, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Right. So the reverser goes to the forward position. Lights go to daylight. Brake is going to go to full service, so we can charge up the brakes a little bit. We'll reset the AWS for reasons. Make sure the driver reminder appliance is in the on position, and we are going to open some doors. So our doors are opened. So yes. Well, the thing I like is these people don't just disappear. Well, they kind of slurp into their seats, which is fine. But like, I mean, just how good is this? Like, if you look at trains, it tends to just have them disappear. And the graphics, the animations, everything is looking absolutely fantastic. And this isn't even on full graphics. I do wonder if I have the anti-aliasing turned off, though. That could be a wee smidgen of an issue. No, it's apparently turned on. Okay. Like I say, I am keeping it low, on the low side. So the reason for the performance issues is basically that the Unreal Engine that the game is based on requires the absolute latest architecture in order to be able to run. Wait, what the fuck? There's somebody in the tracks! There's... what? I might be sending that one into Dovetail. Right. So we're waiting. We've got 25 seconds to go. Yes. No, there's another person in the tracks. Okay, that's not right at all. So basically, the architecture of the game can actually only make use of 4 cores. Now I have an 8-core processor, which is pretty high end, but it is getting pretty severely bottlenecked by the fact that it can only make use of 4 cores. So that's why the frame issues are an issue, and that's why I've got the graphics turned down low. Anyway, I am going to stop talking about technical stuff, because we've got the train boarded. So the engine's on, and I suspect by the lack of noise that the audio issues have now come up again. So we're going to close the door. Well, I haven't said that. So basically you might notice that we can't hear the engine, which is a bit of an issue, but we'll persevere for the sake of this journey. So we'll buzz twice, and then we're going to get permission to go over to Slough. So it says notch 3 for a smooth departure. Nope. So I need to leave it on brakes because I almost forgot the driver reminder appliance, which is why it's there. So we'll put it to notch 3. The brakes are just going to gently ease off, and we're in a 40-mile-an-hour restriction. So we've got the speedometer in front of us. We've also got a speedometer on the HUD right in front of our person. And there's a fly flying around my room that is just doing my fucking nothing. Right, okay, anyway. So currently 12 miles an hour. And honestly, so when I did this recording... Sorry, when I did experimentation on this yesterday, I was only getting about 10 frames per second in the vicinity of London Paddington. We're actually now up to 24, which is kind of the limit of being serviceable, which I'm genuinely surprised at, because as far as I know, the game's not had an update since yesterday. And I've not changed it. So it's strange, but anyway, it's serviceable. So yeah, as you can tell, there is no engine noise. This isn't anything to do with the audio. This is just a bug that Dovetail Games are working on at the moment, and we're on a. So we've been given green lights. The AWS is also non-functional, so you won't ever see the flower diagram go, which means we are tasked with keeping this train safe at all times. So, going through the 3. So we're going down line 3, we've got green light, we're speed limited to 40 miles an hour. Yeah, it must be 40 miles an hour. But we're still very gingerly accelerating. So this is our train going across the Great Western Railroad. Okay. So like I say, you might see a couple of graphical glitches other than people walking in the damn tracks. You might see a couple of graphical glitches on the basis that the view distance is turned down quite low. I mean, you can see about here that the train tracks is popping into focus. That is purely just so that I can present to you a reasonably frame-rated piece of work. Now, we no longer have a green light ahead, we're now actually displaying a yellow light, so we're going to put the throttle into the off position and just coast. So we're going to keep it very gingerly at 30 miles an hour. We're going up to 50 miles an hour, but we do have a red light, which is an issue. So we're gingerly coasting. I'm going to switch us to brake 1. Actually, I'm going to switch us to brake 2, methinks. So we're going to hit about 15 miles an hour and we're going to ease off just now. Oh, we got okay, so we've now been given a yellow light along with a feather. So this is this route has had quite a substantial update. So as you can see, they've got these LED lights, this is one of the weird single gantry LED lights, whereas you've got, well, even that's single gantry as well, isn't it? Ooh, and now we're green, which is ideal. I don't actually know when the next. So we're going to Ealing Broadway, which I've got no idea where that is. Anyway, we were given the right-hand feather, which is the first right position, which I don't know where that is. We're on throttle stage 4 at the moment, even though you can't hear the engine, but you can see it in the display. Yeah. So we're on double yellow, and we are actually about to be given permission to go up to 80 miles an hour. So I assume we're getting put onto the fast line because we are an express train. So what I have to say, despite the few issues that I've had, I think this is a good title. So one of the things that I didn't like about the older train simulator, so we've got 80 miles an hour, so let's bonk it up to full speed. Jeremy Clarkson would be proud. Ooh, frame rate just took a tumble. So, despite a couple of bugs with the frame rate and the sound, which the developers are aware of and are working on, I quite like the features. I like the ability to move around the cab. I like the fact that everything is interactable just about. So you've actually got train lighting, train heat, faults. You know the buttons do things. The safety system's fair enough. You've got a whole bunch of cool stuff, which I am a big fan of how this is looking. They just need to iron out the bugs, and that's all it comes down to. After speaking to them in technical support, they did offer me my money back, which is something that I don't particularly want to take it up with them. At the end of the day, having done games development myself, I know how much of a pain in the ass it can be, particularly after release, and particularly when I am using an older architecture than it suggests. I don't have a good £300-400 to replace the processor, replace the liquid cooling, replace all of that delicious stuff. I mean, I just don't have that kind of money sitting around the place. But I mean, this is fine. I mean, we're already getting three times the frame rates we would get on Flight Simulator, except for just now, which just took a wee CPU spike. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying this, to be fair. So we're now only 2 minutes 126 seconds away from Ealing Broadway. We've basically been riding double yellows, which is fine. So we're actually going to 70 miles an hour soon. This isn't where we're stopping, is it? Because that would be most frightful. So we'll put that on. I don't actually know what station that is. That says Ealing Broadway. Nope, Acton. That's fine. Oh yeah, so the other thing is, let's just put the train into neutral just now. With the horn you can actually properly two-tone it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just generally the features, I'm quite enjoying how it looks. As I said, as I keep saying, it pretty much just comes down to the bugs. Anyway, we are rocking in pretty damn fast, so let's go ahead and put us to break stage 2, and we're going to start bringing this train to a stop. We're actually still quite far away from Ealing Broadway, supposedly, but I can actually see the station, so I'm actually just going to ease it off to break stage 1. Oh, and a green light! It's actually the first time we've seen a green light in a while. We're coming up to the station, so frame rates have plummeted just a little bit. Yeah, okay, right, let's just ease off the brakes completely. So we're coasting in at just under 30 miles an hour. Hello, fellow train. Good grief, this is quite a little station. So perhaps I should have said, we are doing the train journey from London Paddington station to Slough, which is expected to be around about 30 minutes. So... yeah, in retrospect, I should have just probably kept in the throttle just a little bit longer. However, we are coming up to where we need to be. So what we're going to do is just gingerly put it in brake stage 1. And we're looking for a 3-car stop board. Ease off. Oh, that's throttle. We don't want that. No. Right, okay. We'll just use this. So... I think, oh no, this is the S, which is a sprinter stop, I suspect. That's what S-car stop means, or maybe it's just all. But this is fine. Okay, so we're successfully stopped, so let's now pop the doors. I don't know why there's 2 buttons, I've never been able to figure that out. Okay, so our doors are now unlocked for passengers to embark and disembark, but there's bugger all people on the station, so I guess that is pretty much that. Now, I've never actually seen these before, so this is a bannered repeater signal, but it's green. I guess they've actually colour-coded it now, which is interesting. I don't recall ever seeing a green. This one's white. Oh, so I think it's white when it's red and green when it's... I would have thought it would have gone red when it's red. You know, as would make sense. Hey, somebody got off the train! But otherwise not many people are getting on. So, yeah. I'm quite liking this. I think this is all pretty cool. And honestly, as I'm getting into it, I don't know if I'm misremembering my settings, but the frame rate issues aren't nearly as bad as they were before. Which is fine. Anyway, let's go back and set... Oh, we forgot to set DRA, didn't we? Whoops. Okay. So we're done, so let's close the doors. Is there any way to lean out the cab window like there was before? No. Okay. So, we'll double buzz to let the guard know that we're ready to move off. Take the driver reminder appliance off and let us put us to brake stage 3. So we've got 4 minutes now to get to our next station, which is 3 miles away. Okay, so open and close prompts will no longer appear. That's fine and dandy. So we're at 10 miles an hour, so let's put it to full throttle. One thing I want to do, let's test what we had before. So we've basically got the banner repeater signal here, and as soon as we hit that green light that's up ahead, I want to see, does it change to white? Does it indeed change to white, or does it change to red? Let's see what we've got. It is white. Okay, cool. So that's a banner repeater at work. It basically just extends the reach of that signal. And I can just about hear the engine. That's weird. Okay, what I might do is I might try and pump up the volume, because the engine noise, so I can hear the engine now. The engine noise does exist, and it is being recorded. It's just so quiet that I can't actually audibly hear it. But I'll try pumping up the volume in the video and seeing what we can get. So we've basically got our station coming up, which we're going to hit it at quite some speed. Got a bat. Oh wait, shit! Hang on. I'm a wee bit. Oh no. So right. Okay. So this is one of those signals. So we'll just send the warning horn a wee bit, but it's clear. So that was feathered banner repeater sign, so our line is green, but the feathered signal was red, which is fine. So let's just pump us back up to speed. I wonder if there's a way to control the horn. Nah, there's not. Right, okay. And we'll stop blasting the horn. So I think we're approaching another station at quite some considerable speed. So we'll just get ready to pass through this in a hurry. There's lots of people and they're all standing in front of the yellow line. So let's just choo-choo! Yes! Oh, I'm quite fond of this game. Okay. Right, so got another train popped into existence, which is why the frame rate's kind of come down a bit. This train, what's this train limited to? So this train's limited to 90 miles an hour, which is fine. We're in a 90 mile an hour zone, but we're not really going that high, which is fine. Ooh, what's this? Huh, it's a brick. Okay, that's fine. I think we're starting to come into yellow territory again. In fact, we're coming into station territory soon. So let's try it a little bit more structured. We're going to ease off the throttle just now. Oh no, I'm not clicking anything. Right, let's just brake off. It's fine. So we're double yellow. So we're going to now bring us to brake stage 1. So basically, my rule of thumb when you're in a class 166 is if you're doing just under 30 miles an hour by the end of the station platform, you are going to be in a position to be able to stop the train, which is just fine and dandy. Otherwise, you're in for a spot of trouble. Speaking of spot of trouble, let's put us into brake stage 2. In fact, no, actually change the plan. Let's put us on full service. Right, okay, we're at 30 miles an hour, so bring it down to off. Oh, yeah, no, okay, we broke too much, so I panicked unnecessarily. Okay, so AWS, as we discussed, isn't working. We're actually running a little bit late because of poor driving practices. Let's take us off. So we're just going to use the mouse here. So we're aiming for the S car stop, which is over on that pillar. That'll do! Okay, so we're here. So let's get the driver reminder appliance on, and the train doors are going to open on this side. Perfect. So passengers are now free to board and unboard. However, there's bugger all people and their dog on the train station. Oh, we have a fellow train who also has no passengers to pick up. Yeah, so basically, oh, that's their doors. I was wondering what the beeping was. Good God, it's a busy old station, isn't it? So I think the thing I like about it is the general animations. Okay, there's not really anyone to pick up, so like you can't really see them just now. But it's just little things like getting to walk about, getting to, you know, see people actually get. Ooh, okay, so there's announcements. Yeah, the fact that you can actually get in and out of the train is it just adds that little bit more realism to what is in fact a simulator. So we're gonna close the doors. Okay. Now we're running pretty late, so let's get the DR8 off, and we're gonna have to tank it. So brakes have released, engine is on, not that you can hear it. Oh, that's that train, God. I thought I left the doors open. Right, anyway, let's just tank it. Full speed ahead. Let's do this, Leroy! Right, so this is our train. So yeah, the scenery's had a nice bit of update. It's slightly shorter, but it makes up for that with high detail, which is pretty cool. So now, is this a double yellow? It is a double yellow, so I don't mind double yellows quite as much. Now, we learned our lesson from last time that under full service we can stop the train pretty damn quickly. So let's not panic. Let us just delay ourselves from hitting the stop button. So we'll get to, I think, probably about 0.5 away, and then we'll start doing a very gentle brake in. At the moment we're 1.2 miles away. So I think the problem, so what we had before was you could either have too much information or not enough information if you don't inherently know the route. I'm personally based in Scotland, not in Londonshire, so I don't know the the Paddington to Oxford route, or Paddington to Reading route as it is in this game. So I don't know where the stations are, I don't know when to start braking, I'm not a professional train driver. So the fact that you can actually turn on and off individual notices is pretty cool and something I'm very much a fan of. So let's plonk it onto braking stage 1. So we're starting to get close to the station. So we're not doing full service. We're just minding the gap. So we're currently approaching 60 seconds over our, let's just release the brakes. So we're currently just over 60 seconds over what we are supposed to be. So let's now plonk it onto brake stage 1, brake stage 2. And I think that'll stop us on time. So there's the S-car board, as we can see the green, I suppose. Let's just leave it here, and perhaps we'll stop it just that little bit early because I don't amazingly care. Okay, so we're stopped. We are 82 seconds late, so DRA on, door release. Nope, that's not the release, this is the release. Okay. So doors are opening, and I do hope this is not anybody's connecting train, although it is probably heading to London Oxford Station. Do we have displays? No, we don't have displays. Okay, that would be cool, but we don't have it. So our passengers are boarding here. There's no passengers. So I wonder if this is by design or by the fact that I have settings on full potato, that there's no passengers waiting on the platform. But there was passengers at one of the stations that we passed. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just a quiet time of day. 10 o'clock in the morning, most people will be at work. I do not know these things. But sure, so I don't know how many stations we got left. It doesn't really tell us. But we've been doing this for a little while now, so I imagine we must be getting close to the end of the route. I don't know. I'll tell you, we've actually got a reasonably full train. Yeah. Right, okay, so we're getting ready. We need to be pretty swift with this one, so... Lock doors. There we go. Close the doors. Okay, doors are closed. So let the driver know. DRA off, and let's punch it, Chewie! I can't do a good Chewie. At least I know what I'm not doing for Halloween. Right, okay, we're nearing 10 miles an hour, so let's punch it to full power. Okay, so we're 2 miles away and we have 50 seconds to get there. That shit ain't gonna happen. So what are the other stuff? So this is stuff that isn't usable. This is stuff that is usable. Pretty cool. Can have light. On-screen wiper. Train. I wonder what that actually does, the train stop override. I wonder if that is what happens if you accidentally get an emergency stop. Couple and uncouple, they work. Hazard lights! I wasn't particular where trains have those. Okay, so the focus is on full fidelity realism, and that is kind of what you get, which I admire. I do quite like it. I mean, trains aren't quite as complicated as aircraft. The one thing I'm not really prepared to test out, but I do wonder if it is indeed included, is the Deadman Switch. So this, the DSD is this thing here, which if you push it, yeah, right, okay, so basically if you stand, when you're sitting at the seat of your train, the Deadman Switch, you basically keep your feet on it to basically confirm to the train that you are still in command of the train. If you were to stand up and walk around, in reality it would detect there's no pressure on it and it would stop the train in a bloody good hurry. I don't know if that is included in this quite as yet. So now we're going to try a proper braking exercise now that we have a little bit more confidence. So we're actually just going to put us straight into full service here. So we've waited until about 0.4. No, okay, right, so we've still done it too early. So we're actually just going to hold off, let the train come down. Is that train on our platform? No, Jesus, it's just it turns. I got fright for a second there. Okay, so train brake 2. Can't see the S, but I know it's close. So we're releasing the brakes just a little bit because we're quite far back. There's the S, we can finally see it. And we're in West Drayton Station. We'll put on brake stage 2. We're actually only 2 minutes late, which isn't too bad. Right, DR8 on, door release. Okay, so passengers are doing passenger stuff, which is fun. I think we gained just a little bit of time off of that, because we were running quite late. Admittedly, I don't know what time we're supposed to leave the station at. But yeah, so we're at West Drayton. And the train go choo choo. I think that's that train. Yeah, okay, we can see their doors. Ah, good God. Okay, so they're closed and they're off ski. Speaking of off ski, we're just about done, so let's get ready on the angry button. So we've waited long enough. So we'll wait till the doors close. Doors closed. DRA off. So Ivor, we now have 30 seconds to get to Ivor, which is 1.5 miles away. So let's now just punch it fully. Okay. Good stuff. Alright, okay, so following us. Nope. Okay, so I don't know what that noise is. Oh, we're about to pass a fellow train. Hello, fellow train. Excellent. Okay, so we're on full acceleration heading to Ivor train station, which I've got. How far of this route do we have left? I don't know where Slough is. I don't know why I'm looking. Oh God. The only thing I know about Slough is that's where Road Wars is originally from. That's about it. We've got a speed change sign up ahead. Now what does it say? Let's use... So it's 60 miles an hour for freight trains, 90 miles an hour for passenger trains, I do indeed believe. So it's not really a speed reduction, not for us. Having said that, what's MU? I don't know what MU is. Pass. Don't know, don't care. We've got to focus on arriving at this train station. So we are currently 60 seconds late, and we were 120 seconds late arriving at the other station, so we need to try and gain some time. We need to stop this train within 50 seconds from now in order to kind of make a proper stop. So we're just going to ease off. Okay. The game alt tabs. That was uncomfortable. So we've missed the station by a country mile. That's a problem. How far away are we? So where's the S car stop? So the 2-3 car stop. So we're 1.5 train carriages over. That is a show of the poor variety. Yeah. What's been happening actually? I've been having some problems with my external hard drive, and so I've left it plugged in and on power, because sometimes all an external hard drive needs, if it fails, is some time to go through cycles to repair itself, and it came back online and alt-tabbed the game at the most inopportune moment. So we're late, we're out of position, and all of that nonsense. I actually don't know, because I was so busy trying to get the train stopped, I don't actually know what time we were late by, but I imagine it to be quite uncharitable. So, we're about to be done here, so let's get ready to close the doors. Okay. So doors are closed. DRA off. Let's do this. So signals green, doors are closed, train is in motion. Need to wait till we get to about 10 miles an hour. And we're just getting, that's fine. So we're just getting later and later at the moment. We now have another 30 seconds to get 1.5 miles. Hopefully though the hard drive will not alt-tab on me. And I can get this bad boy stopped. Hopefully. I'm kind of, because I would ordinarily just switch it off or unplug it, but I don't want to risk damaging it, so I want to leave it plugged in just now. Right, okay. So we're now officially late, having just left that station. Can we see it if we go up high? No, we can't. We're kind of bound in. Okay. Okay. So is there anything else to show you in the cab of the train? You've basically got the passenger emergency override, which I'm actually not all that sure of what that is. I suspect that is if the passenger... So if... no, I think I know what that is. What used to happen in trains is the passengers all had a lever, or rather a wee bit of string, which you could pull, and that would activate the emergency brakes on the train in the event of an emergency. However, in today's era of yobbishness and hooliganism, that can be misappropriated more times than people would like to admit. So I suspect what happens when the passenger pulls on the emergency brake, it becomes a similar thing to the AWS in that the driver has a set amount of time, I don't know what it is, it'll probably be around about 2 or 3 seconds, that they can then push the override button to just prevent the train from coming to a complete stop. Right, so we're now approaching Langley at 90 seconds late and latering. We've got a green signal ahead, which is fine, probably because of our slow asses causing delays on the network. Let's just plonk us on to full service. No, okay, right, this train, I'm sure this train can stop pretty damn fast. Right, now just train straight on. What? That wasn't even in English! Right, train's come to a complete halt. Driver reminder appliance on. And let's release the doors. So we were 120 seconds late in the end. And passengers are... Holy shit, we've actually got passengers! What is this? Passengers are getting on and off the train. This heresy is unheard of. Cool, okay. Right, so we're running late, which is a little bit of difficulty. We have a fellow train! So yeah, as you can see, everything is, you know, pretty high quality. It's not really designed for you to go over here, so you'd probably expect a couple of issues, but actually everything looks quite nice. To be fair. Okay, we're about 75% loaded the train passengers. I think if we look on the platform, we've got people heading in towards the train, which is fine. I don't know if those last 2 people are undecided or if they're just not getting this particular train. Doesn't matter to me because we're going to close the doors in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, double buzz. What's that? There's 3 buzzes. I don't... Oh, no, that's their doors. Right, okay, right. DRA off. Let's do this. Break stage 3. No, that's 4. Break stage 3. And so we're approaching our final destination. It is quite a bit away, but we do have a minute 15 seconds to get there, which isn't a great deal. So let's just see what we can do. Yeah, this is the first time this is a new simulator, and it's actually been a little while since I've driven a Class 166 specifically. I've been driving a Class 380 over on the Glasgow Airport route expansion type thing. I'm a little bit undecided on what I'm going to do with the Train Simulator series. If I'm going to go back to Train Simulator 2016 or try and wait it out with this, or do a mixture of both, because the fact is I quite enjoy this. I do think, I mean, there's not all that much, you know, that would stop developers making full realism train add-ons for Train Simulator 2017 or 2018 as it's going to be soon. But nevertheless, they don't do it, and I feel the game does suffer for it. So as a result, I think this is quite a refreshing experience to come into a new platform and do some high fidelity stuff, which is pretty cool. So we're now in the final march into Slough. We've still got basically 2 miles to go. Now we do have to be careful because we've got some speed limit changes coming up. We know this because we've got the little cheat code type thing up here, but I suspect we've got a warning sign, which is this yellow thing over here. No, it's a speed change sign. Okay. MU, I figured out what it means, multiple unit. So multiple unit is basically what this train is. It doesn't have a locomotive and then carriages. It has a locomotive carriage, otherwise known as a multiple unit. That's what MU stands for. So previously you would see it as a DMU or EMU, which is diesel multiple unit or electric multiple unit. I think that distinction is kind of dropped. So I don't know if this line is in the process of being electrified or what. But there's pantographs. Yeah, it must be because there's a big gap in them. Anyway, let's now ease off. So we're just going to take train break stage 1 just now. Okay. I'll tell you what. That was a bit risky. Yeah. So we're on pretty... So that was a pretty hard turn, which was an oh dear moment. Because the game, for all its little cheaty graphics, it didn't actually tell me that the train was the speed was dropping. So I don't even recall seeing a warning board, which is not great. But then that's kind of route inexperience for you, which is something that we've spoken about. Let's just keep us going just a wee bit more. Okay, fine, so we'll do the braking stage, and for the last time in this episode of the recently released Train Sim World, we are going to open the doors. We can actually open left and right side, because we're in a wacky thing. Oh, actually we can't open that side, can we? Whoops! I didn't realise the platform wasn't full length on this side, so we've opened the door and we've got passengers on the tracks. That was a whoopsies. So maybe this was just my alter ego coming the other way, was the explanation for why there was passengers on the tracks on the other side. But lesson learned. I kind of saw that we were in a single platform with left and right opportunities, but I've only got left and right opportunities in the front carriage. In fact, not even. That's a bit ambitious. Right, okay. So we've got to end the train ready for our journey. So full service braking. I assume will be, so the reverser should go to the locked position. No, to off, and then the master key is locked.
Good work on that run. There are plenty more duties you can sign up to if you're interested.
Yeah, not really. I just got like so many people fined for the day by dropping them on some train tracks. They disappeared. No, they're still there. Sorry. I'm sorry. So yes, to end the shifter's not quick. This is another thing I quite like. You don't end your shift by like clicking the the exit button, you actually head over to a proper exit, and that is us. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything. Oh, okay, so... yeah, okay. So we missed a whole bunch of stations. Incident, and it does say that we met the last two, even though we were quite considerably late, which is interesting. But oh well, that is everything for this episode. The first ever episode I have done on Train Sim World. Hopefully things do improve in the future in terms of the audio bugs and the performance, and we get to see more of this in the future. But for just now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!